Entering the ring now, from below 96th Street on the Upper East Side, at a weight of rips, totally not fake, opponent from Bronx, New York, weighing in at 185 pounds, the greatest damn showman, Jaco!
All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to St. Helena's Church in the Bronx, New York for In Bloom 2, and we are here with the official pre-show. I am the voice of a generation, Pete Rosado, alongside, as always, Alphonse Stevens, and we are here. What a opening pre-show match we have, Al.
Well, Pete, I'm glad to be here in the Bronx. Of course, the Bronx becoming a hotbed for independent wrestling once again, and we're going to get things started off on the In Bloom pre-show. ABBS versus Jaco in a match that should not disappoint.
I mean, and it's very interesting to see Jaco on the pre-show of all places. Talked with Jaco earlier. He said, you know, trying to find my way now in Invictus by myself. We all were witness to the destruction, the falling apart, if you will, of TakeOver.
Yep, TakeOver is no more. All four of those men gone. Well, Face is aligned with Jay Bougie.
All four of them on tonight's show in some capacity. You've got PJ Savage in the main event tonight.
Ben Bishop.
Challenging for Ben Bishop's social media championship. You've got Jay Bougie in the Climb for the Clout ladder match. And you're going to probably have Face alongside him, ringside. And here is, in fact, Jaco.
Jaco squaring off with ABBS, and as long as Jaco does not target the abs of ABBS, he should be okay in this matchup.
Those are the best looking abs I've ever seen. And you know, I heard, he told me, ABBS said he only really works out about an hour a day.
Well, he works out less than most people, and he still has better abs than you and I combined.
And Jaco flying to the outside, taking ABBS out. And you know, what does it have to mean to Jaco? Even though he said he wants to start from the bottom and work his way up, to know that he was once at the top of the mountain here at Invictus Pro Wrestling and now having to restart all by himself.
Well, and that's the thing, Pete. When you're used to running around with a crew or a faction or a stable or whatever you want to call it, and then you find yourself solo after some time, it might be a hard transition. You know, there's certain situations in a match where he may be used to reaching a hand out in Face or PJ Savage or Jay Bougie giving him the tag to give him a breather. You know, singles competition is a far different game than tag team specialty, which Jaco was with Face when they were the faceless ones.
You know, they went from challenging for the tag team championships here at Invictus, having that huge battle against Shane Taylor Promotions in a joint venture with Invictus over at Ridgefield Park. And now here he is in the opening pre-show match. You know, you really have to think there might be a chip on Jaco's shoulder when we talk about where the rest of TakeOver is.
And that's a great point, Pete, because when you look at the TakeOver and the dynamics of the group and what all of them are up to now, of course, PJ Savage in the main event tonight. He held that Climb for the Clout briefcase for over a year. Cashing in, he's going to go one-on-one with Ben Bishop. Jay Bougie, who seemingly, even though, you know, say what you will about the young man, is probably the hottest commodity in Invictus right now, and Face is content to just hang out with Jay Bougie. It leaves Jaco in a lower on the totem pole out of the four, wouldn't you say?
It really does. It really does. Again, this is not a man who was a singles competitor here at Invictus. made his name in Invictus as a tag team competitor.
As we see ABBS in control here. Jaco on the floor. And what a win would do for Jaco in his singles career, which, as we've been saying for the past several minutes, is just getting started. And ABBS, oh my goodness, putting all the weight down, or the fitness down, as we kick off this pre-show at the top of the hour. Of course, In Bloom 3. Time flies very, very fast. Celebrating my 1-year anniversary with Invictus. And the fans here in the Bronx not impressed with ABBS, as he's methodically picking Jaco apart. ABBS in control in the corner, a couple of kicks to the midsection. Up and over goes Jaco, but ABBS catches him. Oh, but a kick only staggers ABBS, can't bring him off his feet. Bicycle kick, still can't bring him off his feet. Swing and a miss on a discus lariat, it looked like. And right down Jaco went, dumped right on his stomach by ABBS. ABBS a long-time stalwart. We see the cover 1, 2, only a 2 count. ABBS a long-time stalwart here in Invictus. But a win for Jaco here, although it's on the pre-show. A win's got to go a long way for Jaco.
It does, but a win's got to go a long way for ABBS as well, right? You know, ABBS kind of like the lovable, you know, fighter here at Invictus. You know, most people don't really take him as seriously as he should be taken. Both of these men trained at the legendary Johnny Rodz' Jim Gleason's in Brooklyn, New York. So both of these men have been there, they've taken the bumps, they've done the work, and you know, there's a lot of people covered by Jaco. There's a lot of people who snicker and laugh at ABBS. You know, they think about like how he presents himself. But the kid's very talented, and you talk about what a win would do for Jaco. What would a win do for ABBS in terms of the perception of the opponents he faces here at Invictus? Because you got to think there's a lot of people who walk into the ring with ABBS. It's like, okay, it's going to be an easy opponent. You know, ABBS is a lot better and deserves a lot more credit than I think people give him.
And that's true to your point. ABBS does not have the best win-loss record here in Invictus, but he still is a formidable competitor nonetheless.
100%.
Jaco taking his time, a little tribute to Eddie Guerrero on that top rope.
And a very interesting, you know, way of doing business here for Jaco, playing to the fans, something TakeOver did not do.
Nope, TakeOver were not fan favorites, as ABBS got the knees up for that frog splash. He telegraphed him that time. But it's interesting to say, because now, a year later, after the events of STP versus TakeOver, everybody's on a different trajectory. The fans love PJ Savage, they like Jaco, and they could care less for Jay Bougie and or Face. And here we go. ABBS with Jaco on his shoulders. And Jaco trying to fight down. Oh, but a Samoan, wait a crucifix. The momentum of ABBS on that Samoan drop led him into a pinfall predicament.
The greatest damn showman, Jaco!
And Jaco with the win. Talk about a way to capitalize on a situation.
And the look of surprise on the face of ABBS, definitely, you know, second guessing himself there. What did he do wrong? I mean, ABBS went in there and did everything he could do to get a victory. He brought the fight to Jaco, but Jaco just snuck one out there. And it's going to be very interesting to see how the road continues to be paved for Jaco as he moves forward here at Invictus Wrestling.